So what would you like to learn about tonight? How smoky the air is, when it will go away.
All of the above.
All right, then we turn to Scott for those answers. We've been asking you this every night. I feel like a broken record a little bit.
Well, you know, 'tis the time of year, right?
Yeah.
We talked about lightning being an issue. We've had lightning, but there have been humid cause fires as well. The fuels are there, and boy, it is really showing up. Got to show you this visible satellite picture again. This is actually showing not just cloud cover, but you can see smoke. With the typical infrared satellites you can see at night, you don't see the smoke in that. You can see it here. Look at Idaho here. Here again, this is the Trinity fire right here, Trinity Ridge fire. This is the Halstead fire. This is the Mustang fire here up in north central Idaho, and some smaller fires even further to the north. All those smoke plumes pushing to the east, just thick smoke. And this, it gets further away it gets from the fire, the more it disperses up and down. So it's going from the ground, and it's beginning to move upwards as it mixes with the air. And so the further away it gets from the fire, the higher into the atmosphere it goes. That's important because this large fire down here, the Holloway fire here, this whole complex, that smoke as it's been rising has been going to our upper atmosphere. And so when you go out and you look outside, it's hazy aloft, it's hazy at the ground. It is thinned out at times, but it looks like we're still seeing some smoke out there now. Much of the smoke, because of the breezes coming in from the north and west tonight, will be shunted to the south, and the treasure valve will be clear of that. But it's this fire right here. Let's switch computers now. I want to show you what's happening. Here's Halstead. This is the Trinity Ridge fire. Here's the Treasure Valley, and the fires down to the south as well. This is what's basically happening. When you take a closer look, there's the upper level winds bringing some of that smoke and haze into our region, so the smoky skies in the Treasure Valley. But the thicker smoke at the surface is not necessarily from these fires. I don't believe it is. I think it's from this fire right here, the Trinity Ridge fire, because at night, cool air is heavier than warm air, and it tends to settle down into the canyons and valleys at night. And so that smoke, as the fire settles down and starts to drain down the canyons, goes to the lower elevations, and that's the Treasure Valley. And so that smoke's going to follow this canyon here. That's what it's been doing, is spilling out into the Treasure Valley. And I noticed it today when you could see a layer of smoke this afternoon when some of the upper level smokes was dispersing. You could see this layer of smoke, and if you were at the top of Bogus Basin, and I had reports from some folks saying, yeah, it is clearer up there as the upper level smoke has been disappearing. This smoke is still hanging out in the lower valley. The winds are going to come in tonight out of the northwest and disrupt this whole pattern here of those light winds at night. But we'll still get it over the next couple of days with the possibility of light winds causing problems. And with a fire weather watch in these locations, the gusty winds coming in, we could have fires expanding. So this is a very what we call dynamic situation with a lot of changes possible as that wind sweeps on in for the north and west. So Don and Michelle, the answer is tomorrow will get better. But it's certainly not over with. The fire season doesn't end until it starts to snow. We're going to be dealing with smoke for a little while to come.
Okay, so I decided to ask on Twitter earlier today, which do you think is worse, the smoky summer air or a winter inversion?
It's a fair question.
What do you think, Scott?
Well, we haven't had a really bad winter inversion in a while, but when we get them, they last for a long time. Plus, it's bone-chilling cold in an inversion. I remember walking outside in the smoke saying, at least it's not wintertime.
Well, that's true. Nobody agrees with you, though, just so you know. Just
well,
so you know.
I agree with them.
Well,
thank you, Don.
That counts for something.
You're looking at my Twitter page right here, and summer smoke inversion feels worse to me. This one I thought was interesting, and you were just kind of talking about this, that smoky summer air is worse. You can get above an inversion. But we're saying smoky air, we might be able to get above it. Shane Johnson, our former weekend anchor, said so bad he had to leave the area for a week.
That was the best news I heard today.
So anyway, give us a tweet. I'm at Michelle Edmonds, and you can tell us what you think. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. See if anybody agrees with Scott that a winter inversion is worse.
Not like the last couple winters. The winters of
yesterday.
Right, Don? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they stick around.
Are you agreeing with him?
Yes, I told you that. Because they'll stick around for weeks.
If the sun would actually shine in the winter, it wouldn't be so bad.
Thanks,
All right, thanks, Scott. Every year, the